fling skeets? Do you skeet skeets? You know your boy's very good at that. I've won many of meat from the Keystone Meat Cooler for winning most pigeons hit. So we used to do it for fun. We are? I shouldn't be. I'm muted. Huh. Where's that coming from then? Because this says muted to... I'm sitting here saying like, oh, I have everything like... Were you hearing all that I just said though? I'll just keep talking to you for a few seconds here before we go in there. I don't really care. I don't think there's too many people watching right now. So that's super weird. I don't know what the hell's going on there because everything's... I can't unmute it further here. But I will have to take a look at that. Okay, there's that. Let me pull this up and get us in here. We'll just stop playing around. All right, Chase. People have been listening to me for a little bit longer than they should have, apparently, but
the hottest of mics.
I don't know what's going on with that. That's weird. I've had there's been a bit of a weird update from NVIDIA that's impacting the 40 series users, and I think there's some ongoing issues with like Bluetooth and shit there. But otherwise, I'm going to be unfortunately buying a new computer here soon if that keeps up, because I think that means...
Well, for the first time in a long time, you didn't say anything objectionable, so I think we're safe.
Usually,
these guys on the pre-show, Bobby is so filthy.
This locker room
really
talk.
It's hard to be here. It's hard to be his co-host.
Oh, you know what's weird?
It's just a stream of filth.
I don't know if I like it or not. So we use Discord for everybody watching to power the video of us and our audio. They've done some weird updates recently, and I'm sure I have to go and undo this setting. But I'm checking because over here it's not showing up on stream. But Chase, I have two little circles on the left-hand screen of my main gaming screen that is you and me, and it shows you faded, but when you talk, it comes in. And then at the bottom left corner, I see our video feed on what I'm playing. So on one hand, it lets me kind of like look over here, which is nice. It's just weird to have that overlay. I don't like it. I don't like it. You know what else I don't like?
That little light that's getting closer and closer.
Look how fucking close it is. It's so much closer.
I think you're full of shit, man, but I love that this has become a bit for you.
Dude, I'm not making this up. That we have the video proof that light is getting bigger.
I don't know.
That's a fucking UFO. That's the only explanation here.
I don't know what you're talking about.
All right, here's what I know. I know that we barely, by the skin of our fucking teeth, by some merciful sea creature out here, because God knows we need one of those, found out who some of these poor unfortunate souls are, so we can give them a proper send-off. But
a little bit of brute force, a little bit of RNGesus,
yes.
Yeah, all kind of came together to help us make sure we didn't have a completely wasted run.
What we did find is a whole new area of dead bodies. Because we had been down here a few times, but we hadn't really been down here. And we came across a lot of newness here, which was right back here, because we had somehow missed this.
Hang on though, because we came back in the middle of a series of finding bodies. That's why the screen looks a little grainier than usual. You need to go back to the top deck because it was leading us to another body.
Okay. Oh yeah, I was gonna say, like, you know, we've had some issues tonight with audio and all kinds of shit. We were over here.
Look up. Okay, where'd it go?
Is it here? No. Ugh.
Look for the fog, because
oh. I think we were over here.
We were, but then the fog like went away.
Well, this is new. We wouldn't be getting this if it was, would we?
I think this is what we've seen before.
What do you know about these things? About the chest and your dead friends?
Oh yeah, we have. Okay.
Yeah, that's the Formosans and the...
Yeah, this is where... Yeah, okay.
What shell?
So if you go through the door now, maybe it'll re-trigger the...
Yep.
The fog ghost or whatever. Okay, well maybe you chased it downstairs accidentally.
Is there a way that I can, like... I don't guess there is.
Yeah, I would just go down below then, I guess, and keep looking for the fog.
Does it linger?
Yeah, but like if you get close to it, it like it continues to run away.
Okay.
Into wherever it's supposed to go.
I know we were getting a lot down here, but we ended up going back up top, and I have a sneaking suspicion that's where we need to end up. Nothing I can do there. We ended up here. There's a lot going on up here.
We did, but the fog kind of went out from the bodies that we were just at, and then
one of these should be glowing, right? The
body that we need to get to will be glowing, yes.
Okay.
I do know that eventually a body is very high. I don't know if it's the one we're on right now, though.
It's not the only thing. Apparently. Allegedly. Let's see here.
I also don't remember how you get high.
Well, Chase, in 2025, it's super easy. There's all kinds of ways you can.
Mm-hmm.
All right, this is... frustrating. I wonder where it saves, like how if I just like, oh, it is auto saved.
Yeah, I don't think we're. I mean, you could. Why don't you try that? Just quit to the title and jump back in
Okay.
and see if it.
Nope.
Yeah, it's not great.
It's not great.
Why don't you go to the back of the ship, at the top of the back of the ship, and see. This is the
Back
front of
here?
the ship.
Oh
That's
yeah.
the front.
Huh.
Where the fog went? Where'd that fog at? Well, this seems bad. I mean, I can. Why don't I just do this? Why don't I go Oberdin, chapter 4.
There should be like a. I wish there was a way to hit that again. Like it's such like controls. Let me just see here. Pause. Open book. Page left. That's it. That's all we get. Okay. Damn you, Lucas Pope.
Yeah, it's our own fault for kind of fucking around, but
Yeah.
memories accessible through course on the main deck by the main mast. Okay, so maybe try going to the very front.
The very front of the boat.
Don't see the fog there either, but.
There's no way for me to like roll back anything either.
Were we on chapter 4 or chapter 5?
I don't have anything for 4. Let me see if I have anything for 5. Yeah, we got 5. We got the. I think we have
Is that the
everything.
one we were just watching the video of?
Yeah, I think so. I think.
Then let me go back to.
I'm just gonna start clicking around on some shit.
Okay.
Hey, hang on. This is new.
Hey,
This is new.
no, I think this is old. I think this is just very old.
I don't remember Lightning, but I do remember that. I remember him. Tattoo boy. Okay.
Yeah, but he was ripped in half the last time we saw him.
He's been dead a lot. Well, fuck. I couldn't move from here. Is it you? Nope.
Okay, we're playing a new game. Okay, I found the scene that we were on. Takawatch starts shaking after doing this diorama, allowing you access to the Calling Part 6. Okay, the Calling Part 6. Final part of Chapter 4.
You said the calling.
Well, yeah, this is where the pocket watch is going to take us. I'm just trying to figure out where the body is. Here.
Okay.
This memory is accessible through corpse on the main deck port of the capstan. What the fuck's a capstan?
Port of is that so? It's right, correct? Is port right or is that left?
Port's left. I don't know what a capstan is.
Okay.
Capstan.
Is it just this here?
The capstan is a vertical axled rotating machine developed for sailing ships. So it's
This thing
that's the capstan.
left of the capstan on the main,
Well,
which we
you're on when you're looking forward on the ship, so you need to go left now.
is it this thing?
That's a body, but I don't know if that's the body. Can you go? Yeah, go ahead and try that one.
Okay. The Doom.
That's the Doom.
There's been a lot of Doom.
Only the water off the port side of the ship towards the stern of the ship is accessible. The ship cannot be boarded. Okay, go a little further back from the ship and just kind of be looking outside of the ship. Like, is there like a little dinghy or something?
There was we saw people boarding it.
Yeah. There was also people boarding it and further in the back.
Yep.
Like the two women, I think, were.
It's not him, is it?
No, because I think they'd be like glowing white.
Check
This is not going well.
No, dude, I don't know what the fuck is going on. Like, I retraced our steps, like where we were. Like, I was here. I couldn't move. I was stuck right here.
Yeah.
And
But like the mist stuff came off it, and then it was higher when you were talking, and then.
Well, can you go back? And can you go back on the stream at all? Does it let you go back, or does it not let us scale back there?
I don't know if I can do that. No.
I don't know what to do, man.
Yeah, I'm still just trying to read through some of this stuff.
Let me on. Over my dead body, you bloody day.
You know it's Discord's fault. I wouldn't have been talking if it wasn't.
Yeah. Well, I see what I can see the transcript. This is what we just talked about. The lift this out and take it below. What the hell's going on?
I can't skip this.
Wait! Don't shoot! I have treasure! I yield!
Hold your fire.
There we go. This is new.
Yeah. Yeah, this is the one. Okay, we found it.
Okay.
I don't know what you did, but
Oh, that's a tail?
That's the whole thing.
That's the mermaid, right?
Uh-huh.
What's Alexa getting worked up
So-
about? Alexa,
That's the-
stop.
That's the Formosan King. That dude's got some box. He got shot.
He got shot by this dude here. Oh,
That's another Formosan. Okay. Looks
who's
like there's
this?
another boat back there. That has to be a mate with that hat.
A lot of
See another
bodies.
boat with
Formosan,
another Formosan.
another mermaid, another mermaid.
Some
Okay.
boxes. Okay. Lots of interesting stuff here.
I
So,
can't get higher.
Are they? He said he's bringing treasure. Did he?
Yeah.
Are
Mhm.
they leaving or are they coming?
Looks like they're coming.
Okay.
Whoa. So weird. I don't think it does the whole book like that.
I think it might when you start like a new chapter.
Okay. The corpse was moved post-mortem. Who is this and how did they die? Great question.
Well, we know how they died. They got shot.
Yeah.
We don't know which Formosan that guy is, but he's one of the Formosans.
Was shot. Gun. Okay.
And we know he's a mate. How many mates do we know?
You don't
Oh,
have.
we can't. Okay, yeah, it's fine. They won't tell us, but
Okay.
we know he's a mate.
Yep.
So at some point, we're going to get process of elimination here.
All right. Where's it going?
The Formosan guy.
Yep.
All right, follow that trail.
This one goes up. And right here.
Yep.
All right, that's the Formosan. Well, they
Yep.
said he was moved post-mortem.
Yeah.
Okay.
He died in that little dinghy, but then he was moved to that spot.
Oh, yeah. This limb.
Okay, so he opened some box. That's the
Yeah.
same guy who just got shot. What the hell happened?
I can't tell. He's got like.
Crushed by the box, or did he?
I can't get around it. Let me see if I can do it this way.
Can you see the ship? No, they're just like floating around.
This opens up.
Well, then who's the dead person in the other boat? Is that Miss Lim?
We're over here.
Yep, the second boat, the one at the front.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's got
that
to be
has
Miss Lim.
Lim. Okay.
Yep.
So that'll help narrow something down. So
Is
they.
he's
This is
laying
when they
down.
died. So if they're coming to the ship, but he's already dead.
Something
We've
happened
seen
on
him
the
alive
water.
on the ship before. So
Have we?
Yeah, because he's in that photo.
Oh, okay.
So at some point, people had to leave the ship and then come back. Yeah, we can't say who he is yet. I mean, he's definitely one of the Formosans, but I guess we just don't
Well-
know which. We know Lim is the lady,
Yeah. Yep. Okay.
but they're not allowing us to pick right now. Yeah, I don't really know how to. He does have like a fire thing coming out of him.
Yeah, it's like the same shit or look as what this is here. I wonder if there's like, was there a curse? I thought there was something with a curse. I might be wrong. I mean, I'm just saying, if they came from where that light is, there's a good chance that light had something to do with it. They're bringing that here. God, they're just bringing all of them here. I bet this is Miss Lim. Yeah.
Yeah. So that one we feel pretty confident about. We just need to know how
Yeah.
he died.
Whoa.
Okay, that's a mermaid getting soul murdered.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, look, it's coming from the box. So this guy opened this box
And it comes into the water.
and it killed the mermaids.
Yeah, it killed the mermaid. This person, though, has a barb in them.
Yeah, who the hell's that?
I don't know who that is, but they got stabbed with a.
Yeah, but he wasn't even on the boat later. Because this happened before, because this guy's still alive.
This one got stabbed too.
Yeah, this guy we hadn't seen before either.
Who's that?
That's
No
some other guy we
idea.
haven't seen. And we don't see the guy who...
He got. Is that a knife?
Yeah, looks like a knife. Oh, that's the guy. Okay, that's the mate who brought him back and then got
Yeah.
shot. So how'd she die? She's...
No idea.
She might have had a spike in her.
Yeah.
tough to tell.
We at least know who she is, though.
We do know who she is.
Okay.
And then I guess we could just say spiked. We might need to go back and look at her.
Poisoned, speared, spiked, strangled, struck, torn apart.
I think she's spiked.
Can we see it here? Where do we see that at?
I think we'd have to just re-examine the body again.
Okay.
But they're not going to let us do that because they want us to go through all of these.
Yes, they do.
So this guy, we know had a knife in his neck.
Yep.
You still breathing?
O'Hagan.
Can you roll? Nichols, sir, shoot them for God's sake.
Nichols.
Nichols is the guy with the gun that shot. O'Brien, is that what he said? We can look at the transcript. He's fighting with this guy.
So he got knifed.
Yep.
That guy's already dead, so we'll probably figure out what happened to him. Different guy with a gun. You got harpooned.
Oh, she's getting.
She got bit?
Yep.
Oh shit, okay.
She got bit by the critter.
Yeah.
What does he have there? Does he have something?
He's just reaching in the water or something.
Yep. This captain.
Killed a mate, but yeah.
Is that like a narwhal?
That's an oar.
Or. Alright. I wonder if he got
Does he have a knife in his neck?
here.
Yeah. I think we can say he got stabbed.
Okay.
So it's gonna be hard to figure out who he is, but we know he got stabbed, and we don't know.
Knifed, right? There we go.
Yeah. And we can't. Once we know who the Formosan leader guy is, then we'll be able to knock that out. So this guy got harpooned.
Keep rowing!
Where is it? There! Something
Bang.
there!
Okay, that's the guy's name.
Bang.
Give us a weapon! Shoot it! My kid eye!
Pick up the oars and row, you fools!
Ooh, shit.
Okay, he got spiked
By mermaid.
by a mermaid.
Yep. Okay.
That's
has a gun.
That's we're thinking is Nichols.
Yep. There's that guy. He's spiked hard.
Uh-huh. That guy we don't know, but he's the one who got stabbed by Bang.
Yep. This one got killed by a mermaid too. That guy.
Okay.
Mermaid. Was he tied
Oh,
up?
he was tied up. Okay.
Okay.
So that's Bang. And that guy's also been spiked.
Yep.
Okay. God, there's so many bodies.
A lot of bodies here.
So why was Bang tied up?
Good question.
Also, I know I've played this game before, but I'm genuinely asking these questions. I've forgotten a lot of the nuances.
All good.
I know some of the big strokes though.
All right. This guy got spiked.
By a terrible beast.
Spiked.
But we're supposed to know his name, but I
Yep.
don't.
And let me do
know
this
what
really
it is.
quick. We're supposed to know him. She got I don't know if strangled.
Eaten? No, she wasn't really eaten.
Mm-mm.
Poisoned, maybe?
Yes. I don't think it was she was being strangled. Maybe she was.
It's tough when you got bit like that.
Yeah. Eaten? No.
I don't think eaten.
Clawed, clubbed, crushed, decapitated, drowned, expired, exploded, fell, froze, illness, killed, knifed, speared, spiked, strangled, struck, suicide, torn apart.
I think it's either going to be clawed or poisoned.
Clawed
We
or
did see some
poisoned.
blood, so clawed maybe, but
Okay, let's go with that. By a terrible beast.
so that could be one.
How did he
And we know
die?
this is Bang,
Yeah.
and I'm not 100% sure how he died. 'Cause
Bang.
He was just kind
we
of
said?
laying there. It Bang Sia, 24.
Oh yeah, there we go. Yeah, I mean he definitely had something from that chest. Illness? No, we've had those.
I think it's just kind of tough to say with these.
Yeah.
But we
Right.
also know he stabbed one of the other guys.
This guy.
He stabbed that guy, yeah.
So we know that it was him.
24.
Okay.
Okay. So we've got some partial information about a lot of these people.
Says we should know this guy too.
Yeah, we might have to go through some other stuff. And we know this is one of the mates.
Yeah. Was
But
shot.
we don't know which mate.
Oh.
He said Nichols, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
No. He is Nichols.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's Nichols here. Where was that? I just saw that.
Well, you picked Nichols as the guy who killed him, so you can't pick him as that.
There we go.
There you go.
Second mate. Okay, was shot with a gun.
Okay. So this is the other guy who's dead in the boat, right?
Yeah, right back here.
And he's also spiked.
Keep course due east. You'll reach the Canaries in 3 days. You packed enough stores?
Aye, sir. Checked and loaded them myself.
Good. Stay quiet and alert. If the wind picks up, we've no chance against the Oberdin.
Oh,
休假，你玩抓不？
So they're trying to leave the Oberdin.
但是伊来想啊，绝对袂当互伊落到
Chest
水
and
底。
那是遐个怪物出现，你绝对卖起来。
Aye, shut it up.
They say strange things about monsters.
Okay, definitely spiked by a terrible beast.
the fuck is that?
That's the door that just gets us out.
Oh. Alright, we know him. That's where he got, right?
So definitely spiked by a beast. We know
Yeah.
that. But we don't really know his name, do we?
No, I think we need to go and listen to some stories.
So there's a handful. It sounds like a handful of people. They Nichols and a group of guys took these boxes and the promotions and tried to leave
Yep.
the boat, and then didn't go well. And then the boat caught up to them, and then they shot Nichols
Yeah.
when they picked him back up. Oh, let me handle that.
Accessible only through corpse. All right. They were spiked. I know that much.
Mm-hmm.
Spiked by a beast. Okay. Actually, let me.
Yeah, those names are gonna be real hard.
We're down to 2 Formosans.
Do we have how many? What's the second steward's or the second mate steward? What's his name?
Second mate steward.
I have a feeling that could it be the guy who wasn't there like a way that the stewards dressed?
Yep.
Like that's definitely not him, but
He was one of
that
these.
guy? Could it be that guy?
Let me check his photo here.
He's down at the left.
Oh, back here.
Yeah.
but the other ones I can't see right now. But yeah, I
we
think
can see. I have a feeling, like, just as an educated guess, let's say that's the second mate steward.
yep.
So now we potentially have 2 of these
Yep.
right. So if we get a third one and we know something, and we don't get the cutscene, then we'll know something here is a little bit wrong.
All right, doors open.
Hmm.
Let's leave, and then we can start to piece this whole thing together.
Yep.
Two, 3, 4, 5, 6.
So these guys just disappeared.
Yeah.
But we don't specifically know what happened to them. We know they weren't on the boats when they came back, so they could have fallen overboard.
Yep. All right, there's them. Let's go back to this chapter really quick. Okay. So keep course due east. We will reach the Canaries in 3 days. Good. Stay quiet if the wind picks up. Miss Slim. Okay, we know that. If the monsters, I shut up. Okay.
So he says, go back to the transcript.
Mhm.
So he at least understands what the people are saying, because he
Mhm.
says they say strange things about monsters, and the Formosans had just talked about the monsters. So he at least knows the language.
Well, I mean, isn't he one of them?
No,
He's beneath them.
because only those 4 are Formosans, but he could be maybe Chinese.
Yeah, I think
So
that's.
we do have some Chinese people, and maybe they would catch something. How many
Well, hang on,
Chinese
that's-
people?
That's Russian.
Yeah, but he's not the one talking. But somebody
Somebody
on the
there
boat.
was, yeah.
Somebody,
Keep rolling.
yeah, one of these 6 people is Russian.
Okay. We think we know him.
Is he Russian? Can we just check that to make sure?
What do you mean?
Like, go look at his name and see if it says Russian next to him.
Oh. Sorry, this guy?
Yeah.
He's Irish.
Okay.
I'll double check.
Yeah. Okay. He in his transcript it says O'Hagan, so somebody else is O'Hagan on this ship,
Yep.
or in this group. So we got him right. So we need to back
Seaman.
out of this.
He's there.
Okay. So we need to find
Hang
one of
on,
these
let-
guys is Patrick O'Hagan.
Are you still breathing? Help. Nichols, sir. Shot then. Forgot. Okay.
He's still breathing. So how actually when? So that was part 3. Can we go to part 2 and see who died in part 2?
Yep.
This could be O'Hagan. If somebody, because that's when he died,
Yep.
and then it says, "Are you still breathing?" So why don't we just try O'Hagan, and maybe this will trigger everything. And if it doesn't, then maybe we can.
Look at
Hey,
that.
look at that! Look at
at
us!
Look at us.
Despite how shitty the stream started, we already knocked out 3 names.
Yeah, we're back on it. And we know that there's a Russian there still. We
Yeah.
don't have. I mean, we can solve a lot of these people, I think, pretty quickly, just through some brute force.
Look at us. We're so
Look at us. We are figuring that out. Okay. Let's head back here. That is not locked in yet.
No, because we need to give him a fate. Why don't we just try to figure out? So, like, can we say like he burned or something, or because he's the one who's got like something? Because he opened the box and like all the weird spirit shit happened. So
Burned to death. Okay.
maybe we can just try that and see what happens.
So
So then one of these guys has to be Russian. One of these guys, maybe. How many more Russians are on the ship that we don't have?
No Russians.
Stop
I think just one. This guy.
We can put him down as one and see what happens.
And we saw what happened to that guy. We just got to go back and...
So do we just want to say... Well, it says he disappeared. So do we want to say that he fell overboard then?
I feel like I saw this guy on the boat.
He's in the disappeared section, though, so I'm...
Well, that's not right.
Well, we'd have to get more right to know for sure.
Let me... Hang on one second. Let me just pop in here really quick.
Okay.
It's not
That's
him.
That's Bang.
Alright, we need to go back further.
Well, yeah, but, like, if they're not on the ship now, they had to go overboard, right? Because, like, where else would they be?
Yeah. Okay. I think you were the first one.
Yeah. So this will be when they got shot.
Ahoy!
When Nichols got shot.
Yeah, that's Nichols getting shot.
Ahoy! Wait! Don't shoot! I
And
have
that's
treasure!
one of the promotions.
I
So
yield!
we can,
Hold your fire!
I couldn't
we can
get
use
him.
process. We could use process of elimination on the Formosans because we know there's only 2 left.
Yep, that's true.
So that can lock in one of them for us. And this is Lim.
Yep.
And
Alright.
she's the only other person there. So it's... And the other guy is
Hang
the
on.
Formosan guy. So
Where were you?
I think both of those guys fell overboard. That's another mate, I guess.
Yep.
So go back to the book. Go to the back part of this chapter because I think we can say that other guy also fell overboard without knowing his name yet. Nichols right there.
Yeah.
We know he was killed by one of the Formosans, so we can pick one of the 2 that's not Lim or Bang, and then if it's wrong, we can always pick the other one.
Alright.
So now I think we need to get one more completely filled. I think we only have 2 that we've completed. We've got
Okay.
Nichols, and then we've got the Russian guy who fell
Him.
over. Oh, and burned to death. Okay, so something's wrong here with one of those 3.
Yep.
What about moving the Russian guy to the top guy on
Yep.
that page?
He was 46.
Okay, maybe it's. So go back and
Hang
choose
on.
the other.
Was that right?
Oh, we've got 2 Russians.
Well, hang on. Fuck. Whoops. This guy was on something else.
Well, it obviously hadn't locked it in yet, so. Because I don't think we'd be able to choose. So.
Let me do this here. Hang on.
Okay.
Because I was trying to get... It was 47.
Well, you can't pick them both. Oh, okay.
Got it. So we don't have him, but we know that he was the Russian.
So
We
he
got
did
him
burn
right.
to death.
Yep.
Okay. And then Nichols. Okay.
We got him right. Right. So we only... Now we can go back to the other guy that got spiked. Because we have one.
The last
Formosan.
Formosan?
Yep.
Yeah.
So we'll have all of them now.
Okay.
Let's...
Oof.
Don't fuck with us, Chase. Riding high today.
So can we go back to the... Can you go to the photo of everybody? Because then we could go and just, without
Well-
even seeing the body, we can...
I got him right here, though. This guy.
But he's not Formosan.
He's not?
No, because the picture has 4 people.
Oh, got you. Okay. Hold tight. Let's go back to that crew photo. All right. So we
the
know
guy on
who
the
he
right
is.
Is
Him.
the last one that we haven't gotten. So it's saying that we shouldn't know his name, but we do. We definitely
We
do.
know who he is. Where are you? There we go. He is hot,
That one.
right?
Yep.
So then,
We know that, even if the game doesn't know that we know that yet.
well, hang on. Did
That okay? We can say that one too, because that's the guy who shot. So that's Chi.
where'd they go?
Chio. There it was.
Where at?
That down one. There you go. 25.
25.
Because we saw him. Okay. So we're good on the Formosans, even if the game doesn't think so.
Yeah, we got all of them in there. Great. Let me go back to chapter 4 here. We don't know who he is, though, but we can maybe... We're assuming China. Well, it's not going to be easy.
No, I mean it does give us a handful of options, but I think this one's a case. Maybe just put in one of the people from China, because then we can come back if we lock in 2 other ones that we feel comfortable with, and then just brute force all the different Chinese guys that this could be.
This is all done. We don't know him. Let me check one more.
Well, you can check to see like what other memories he's in.
Oh, yeah. Let me go do that then. I feel like I've seen him somewhere. Oh, he's back here.
It's 3 memories, I think. Okay. Oh, he was from Bitter Cold. So can we go back and watch this one?
Yeah, where's this person at?
Was he?
Warlock.
If it was Bitter
place?
Cold, was he one of the ones that has the tags, like on the bunks,
He should.
hammocks? Like if that's the
Where's
case,
he
then
at
we can
here?
figure
There
out
he
who
is.
by his
This guy
by his
shot.
blood name.
We don't know. He's a topman. He fell overboard, we're saying. Unknown.
So can we try to go back to that scene then?
Okay. So this one here is the Orlop. Main.
So
Gun.
down 2.
Down to front left.
Yeah.
Hang on, where'd he go?
Was the Bitter Cold?
Oh, yeah. There we go. Okay. Let's head down.
Okay.
1, 2. We said he's up here, right?
Mm-hmm. Well, I'm not seeing him. Go look at the map again, because the map shows you where you are on the boat too.
Oh, okay. Oh, we're in the wrong slot. That's
okay. So the back of the boat, not the front.
Is
Are
that
you sure
him?
that's him? Check the map again, just to be sure. Nope, that's a different guy. So we're standing on him. That's him.
Bitter Cold.
Maybe they were both Russian.
Syed?
سيدك قطبيله.
Syed's the guy who died here.
Yeah.
We already had him locked in. So they said stop your cheating. I think it's the guys playing cards on the other side. Yeah.
That's him, right?
Yeah, that's our boy. So he might be the other Russian. Check the other two guys there. Is the other one not him? Who's the other guy? Is that the other guy we? Yeah, that's the other one who died. So that guy's
Okay.
Russian, and then his friend is probably Russian too. So let's just call him the other Russian guy.
That's gonna be back here on 4.
Yeah. So we can feel somewhat good about.
This guy
So
here.
we think if we think that's going to be right, and then we think we can brute force the guy who's from China, then all we need to do is figure out one more that we're confident in.
Yeah. We.
Well, it does. We don't have a third one yet, so picking any of these isn't going to
Oh,
change
okay.
anything. But we can come back once we do have one, and then go brute force that.
Yeah, because we have 2 here that we have 1 that we feel very good about. Okay. All right, let's leave this. Okay.
I think we've got enough bodies that we can just kind of keep looking around and
Mhm.
look through other memories and maybe find somebody. So,
All right, let's go to chapter 5 then.
oh,
we don't-
actually, yeah, because we have Chio right there.
Yeah.
So if we have him, actually do go through all the Chinese guys for the
Okay.
for that one dude.
Him.
Yeah.
All right, I tried G.
Boom. Look at us.
Cruising at this point.
Bobby, we got 9 in this stream.
I know. I know.
And half of this stream was us fucking
I
around, not
know.
knowing where to find a body.
Well, we said this that like it's gonna start like
Yeah.
we knew it was gonna start to fall into place.
Oh yeah, like we're gonna get that cascade. Still haven't
So
even figured out half the bodies technically in this, and yet we're
I
doing
know.
okay.
So I think we're done with chapter 4. Let me double check though. Got him.
Yep.
Got him.
Yep. Boom. Hell yeah.
All right,
Whole
chapter 4.
figured out.
Let me check chapter 1 too. I just want to see. I don't think we have anything there on 1 yet. No. Okay. 1-0. 2 solved.
Yep.
3-0. 4 solved. 5. We have 1 that we should know.
Yeah, but it's hard. This one's supposed to be easy.
Yep.
Unknown steward. We wrote down that he's a steward. Doesn't
Yeah.
look like a steward, but
Where's he at?
20. Oh, because he said 20 years my steward.
Cargo hold.
How many more stewards do we have? Oh no, he was killed. He was killed by the steward. This guy isn't a steward.
This unknown steward was killed with a sword by Philip Dahl.
That was the guy who had his leg cut off.
Yep.
So just go back and say he's completely unknown instead of the unknown steward, because he's not the steward. Yeah. So
Okay.
we should be able to go back to the transcript of that. He doesn't talk at all here. Damn.
Well, did we figure out who said you fools? Did we do that?
That I think
Is
was
him?
the steward.
Okay, yeah, you fools. All right. So that is the only missing part. No, there's 2 missing parts in 5. We don't know who this is. Hang on a second. Is he in this photo?
No,
Yeah.
he's down the left.
You're right here. That's him.
Yeah. But yeah, I don't know what that tells us.
Well, we're getting, like, we know this is the guy that got electrocuted.
Mm-hmm.
Is he Asian?
It's tough to say.
Tim. Okay.
He is speaking Chinese. There you go.
Okay. So, looking at
So-
this, we have him and him.
Well, why don't you put one of the Chinese guys on that guy, just because we know he spoke Chinese there. And then we're back to kind of brute forcing things. But
So the first two.
yeah. So if we find a third that we're comfortable with, we can just start swapping names with those guys and figure out.
Yep.
Man, go back down to the guy with the gun, because he had a 1 triangle next to him.
Him.
That guy, yeah. Like, we should be able to figure him out. Can we? Yeah, let's look at some of his other memories.
Okay. First memory
Yeah.
is here.
Okay. And he was. What was he doing?
Lift this and take it up below. What the hell's going on? What do you know about these things? About the chest and your dead friends? What are these monsters? Where are they from? You must tell us everything. This is your fault. The shell must be protected. He talked about a shell, very dangerous. Shell, what shell?
Hmm.
Okay, if we go back here, who were we looking? Oh, this guy with the gun.
Yeah.
Him. All right, that was the first one. If we come here,
That's
is
the
where
one
we saw
he
his
got
leg.
cut off, yeah.
but there's 4 memories. What are the other 2? There's one.
That's one we've seen. That's the one where the guy got.
Smashed
Wrecked by
carrying
the-
the thing
yeah.
down.
I think we probably don't have enough time for this stream, but I think
Yeah.
we need to rewatch all 4 of those.
Yeah, we'll kick it off
Memories.
with that. Will you just write down really quick, because you're good at this? Will you write down, where'd he go? Hang on.
Well, tell me like the page numbers on the.
First memory for him is page
No. I mean
46.
in the book, like when they're.
Oh, this here?
No. I mean just like on the page he died. Just tell me which page that was. 51, wasn't it?
Yeah, 51. But there's also
So
that bookmark thing that I can do here.
that's true. So okay, page 51, and then go to the other 2 Chinese guys that were the one who got electrocuted and the one earlier in this chapter.
Shit.
Oh.
I was gonna go back to the main picture.
I know, but like we were, there was one in that in the same chapter that we were on.
It was this guy here, which we can't see.
Because he was in that same chapter, so you can go back to page 51.
Oh, it
and
was-
then go back
yeah.
a ways. There they were. So left a couple.
What's up? Left a couple?
Yep. One more. There you go. Page 45.
Okay.
And then it was after page 51 for the last guy, the electrocuted guy.
Here.
That one. 55.
55.
Okay.
Yep.
So those are the 3 that we'd like to get done next
Yeah.
time.
Yep.
And we think page 45 and 55 are both Chinese guys, and then it's really kind of just up to figuring out the guy who we should be able to figure out, according to the game.
Yeah.
And once we figure him out, we can just swap the Chinese guys' names until it locks in and brute force it that way.
Hey, hell of a job tonight.
It was something, man.
We got
did
through a
all
lot.
right.
We did all right there. We got through quite a bit. There's still a few that I think that we are close enough that we can probably brute force. We'll do that next week. But hey, this isn't our first time being live today, Chase. We had a really fun morning here on the show. You can go to the links here on chat. But we got to hang out with James, the director and founder over at Ground Shatter, and talk and play Nice and Tight Spaces with him. And that was just a great time. We had a really good, just down-to-earth stream talking about what we liked between Fits and now Kits and some of the stuff they were working on. Some really cool features that I know are community-driven. And I just had a blast hanging out with the both of you this morning and playing one of my favorite games in the year. It was great.
Yeah, really, really cool to pick a game dev's brain on why they made some of the choices they made. You know, you go from a game like Fights and Tight Spaces, and
Yep.
what do you do to make a sequel for that? Like, do you just give the people what they want and make Fights and Tight Spaces 2, or do you, like, how do you go to this? How do you make the decision of, like, let's make something kind of different, but let's also make something kind of the same? It was
you
a
want it to
really
be
interesting
known.
conversation. I think we got some really cool stuff out of that.
Yeah. That game is out currently on PC, by the way, and you can go and watch our stream. It might actually end up on the store page. I think that was the plan. I don't know if it's there yet or not.
We'll see.
But here on Twitch, you can watch it, but it's on our YouTube page, and you can check that out. I just listed it underneath the Casual Monday stuff there. But we got back to Oberdin tonight, made a hell of a lot of progress tonight. This week is huge, Chase. We will know Wednesday all the dirty details on the Switch 2. And potentially, if rumors are true, it sounds like you might even be able to pre-order same day.
Yeah, the Wednesday edition of the Casual Hour is going to be a big one this week. We're also going to talk about the Switch 1 direct that we got last week. Not a bunch of huge stuff there. There was some pretty big stuff. Metroid Prime for sure.
I think they
like
had to do it purely for that, because I think they're going to show off. I think that game's going to be shown off quite a bit. If this thing is putting out more power, which is it's confirmed, not by Nintendo, but by all the leaks, I imagine that thing will be a tentpole game to show off, hey, this can do some cool shit. And I have a theory that if the mouse is there, I think Metroid Prime is ripe for the picking for a game to let you aim.
I think it could be a really interesting one to do comparison shots of. Like, here's what it looks like on the Switch 1.
Totally.
Here's what it looks like on the Switch 2. We know a new Mario Kart is in development. We've seen that when they first announced the Switch 2. So we'll probably see more about that. Always a chance we see a new Fire Emblem.
I will say it right now, because the next time we're together, we will know. It is confirmed to be called the C button on the right Joy-Con. And the supposed function of it is really cool if true. It creates a standard connection to a Switch 1. And if you were playing, or maybe even a Switch 2 at that matter, but you'll press that button and it will let you create kind of a local network very easily to connect with others and share games and play games and do some cool stuff with it. I think
do some like ad hoc stuff.
Yep, I think that's coming with it for sure.
They found the technology of the PSP and they said, I guess we'll take some of that.
Yeah, no kidding.
Sony doesn't need it anymore
until next year. But yeah, that'll be really fun. Like, there's been a lot of speculation, probably the worst kept secret in gaming right now, but also people care deeply about that platform. And I feel this might be one of the last kind of traditional console launches that we have grown up on. It seems like things are moving in a very interesting direction outside of the Switch, and I get so jazzed about console releases, even though I'm playing primarily on PC. There's something about
Bobby hates the Switch. So
I hate the
think
Switch.
It'll be really good that we can.
I want to love the Switch too, and I will continue to hate the Switch. No,
we can start fresh with the Switch 2, and then we'll see
give
if
it,
that
maybe in 7 years' time.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's this week, and then more Assassin's Creed this week. I have not streamed the last couple Fridays because of work, but I am not working this Friday, and I will be streaming Friday night because of that. Them's the rules. Chase, speaking of rules, we did a stream together. Well, not really stream, a video that ruled, and I'd like to get back to that sometime soon with you.
I would like that too. Unfortunately, folks, Bobby big time me. He was out of town over the weekend, going and drafting his fantasy baseball team. He was a real dick to me. He didn't have time to record another episode of Stranger Than Split Fiction. So sorry. No, actually, I was the one out of town drafting fantasy baseball team. Bobby
It was Chase being the dick this time.
It was. So Bobby and I weren't able to find time to record the next episode of Split Fiction. So instead, I have some Warriors Abyss gameplay for you for this week. And we'll get back to Stranger Than Split Fiction maybe next week. But wanted to make sure there was something on Chasing Game Plays, and that's what it's going to be. So I go through and I get to talk about some Three Kingdoms guys, which was a real hardship for me. Also, there's a very surprising update to that video game that I learned about while I was recording. Made for an interesting recording. So go check that out on Wednesday at 2 p.m. Central. I'll put out a Blue Sky skeet about it, but that was a lot of fun.
Cool, man.
And look for Split Fiction next week.
Right on. Well, get your Wheaties, Chase. We got some big news to share here soon.
I'm excited. I'm glad they're doing it on April 2nd, so there's no jokes, no fooling.
What time is it? It's in the morning, right?
Yes.
Okay. I'll try and sneak it in before. I think it's before, it's like 8 our time, right?
I think it's really fucking early.
I think it's really fucking early.
It's like 8 or 9, yeah.
Okay. Anyway, we'll be back Wednesday with the Switch. Thanks everybody for hanging out. Go check out our kits play.